Hello, hello. Welcome on in, everyone. It is Silksong time once again. And I'm not sure if I want to start with music volume on 9 or 10 because we usually have it down here. But I think having it more prominent in the mix would be nice. Well, we can start with 9 and see how the early game music sounds. Because with the early game tracks, and especially the ambient exploration tracks, they're probably not going to be as bombastic as, say, the boss music. So I'll give myself a little bit of overhead room. If we need to bump it up higher, we can do that. We usually also have the master volume down a slight bit. So we'll start with music here. Just a little bit higher than usual. And if that doesn't seem like enough, if I want to hear it a bit more prominently, then we can, well, if we have it on this, we could probably bump it up to 10. That should be fine. Let's get this exploration party started, huh? So let's see, where is the place I'd want to go here? I think the best place to go would be going to the Bellway here, because I want to start from the beginning. I want to go back to the Moss Grotto and just start from square one and just start working our way through one section at a time, basically. I'm not going to be going strictly by progression order. I'm thinking what I'll do is we'll do Moss Grotto, we'll pick up the Weave Nest while we're here, and just double check and confirm that there's nothing else here. And then we'll finish up Moss Grotto, Mosshome, all of that. We'll tackle the Wormways, and then we'll move over to the Marrow and beyond. That's just the general idea of what I'm planning to work with here. But first things first, we're going to need to work our way back over to that section of the world. We're going to have to travel through some hostile territory to get there. Yeah, I never realized how incredibly ominous this particular musical track is. That droning does get kind of lost underneath the chaos of all the sound effects happening. I do remember this room now. Here. Be careful of these guys. I was hoping I would be able to get out a little bit sooner. I can build up a little bit of silk while I'm here. Not a big deal. I might... think I'll leave it alone. I'm not entirely sure how I want to do the volume balancing yet. I feel like, honestly, what we could do is maybe bring the overall volume down slightly. It feels like it's coming in a little bit strong. Just trying to find a solid balance here. Now, we start back at the very beginning. And already I'm finding something that I missed. Something like this is exactly why I wanted to start from the first room. Because there is something in the first room. Already. That's kind of wild. We already have something new. Well, I am immediately vindicated, and it's very interesting that there's something hidden this early in the game. Literally, room 1 that has a multi-tiered secret area. Nothing incredibly substantial, but still very interesting that that's just there. I'm going to be using my needle in a lot of places too, I think. Something said pilgrimage. Hello? Who said pilgrimage? Holy reward. Is that this fellow in the foreground here? Pilgrimage, holy reward, citadel. Does sound about right. Oh. Right, this is the bug that didn't survive the beast bug attack. Bone Bottom got attacked by a giant beast bug at a certain point. And I think that was one of the bugs that didn't make it out alive. That was the one they had the memorial service for. I love this music. I will say, of all of the tracks in Hollow Knight specifically, Green Path was easily one of my absolute favorites of the whole thing. That's one of the musical tracks that I listen to on an extended loop, just as background to whatever I'm doing. I do kind of like how playful the strings sound in this. They've got a little bit of looseness in how they're playing, which is very fun. I will preface that I'm not trained in any sort of music theory. So all of my personal opinion when listening to the music here comes from the perspective of both a music enjoyer and a music player. Now, while I may not have been trained in music theory or anything quite that academic. Hello? What am I hitting up here? Is that the Weavenest door? I can hit that from below. Interesting. Now, while I'm not academically trained or anything like that, I have played a musical instrument for several years. And I do have a deep appreciation for music. Just to give a clear idea of what sort of perspective I bring to the table when it comes to listening to the music of this game. If there are moments where I go quiet for a little bit as well, it's me just taking some time to listen to the music. Because not wanting to accidentally stumble across any spoilers, I have not taken the risk to try and find specific bits of the one. I haven't gone out of my way to find specific tracks from the soundtrack, because sometimes people put spoilers in the thumbnails of YouTube videos, and I also have not ventured into the official Christopher Larkin YouTube video that contains the entire Silksong soundtrack. I think it's about 2 hours long, that video. Because some of the musical tracks that I have not had the chance to hear yet might also be spoilers for me, based on how much progress I've made in the game so far. So this is basically the best chance I've really had to just listen to the soundtrack. I will say it's been really nice so far, getting to actually let the music properly breathe on its own. And I'm able to give it some recognition. I don't see anything here on the lower path, so we'll head back and take the upper path. just want to make sure I'm being thorough about this. Yeah, coming back and doing this exploration now will definitely be a lot smoother. Partially because of my major increases to damage since the beginning of the game, but also our enhanced mobility options. The fact that we have things like the double jump and our floating glide. Just all sorts of different things that will make this much easier for reach reversal. Hello and goodbye, Roaring Charizard. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate it. I think that pretty well clears out this wing of the Weavenest. No need to rest at the bench because we are still plenty good on health and such. Ooh. This is new. What is this? A snare setter. Oh, a trap setting tool of the Weavers. Lays a silk rune that ignites when foes come into contact. Interesting. I guess there was a tool here that I just entirely missed. No, hey, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that was just hiding up here. I feel like we needed the double jump to even get up here. Yeah, we wouldn't have been able to get that until some more recent acquisitions. We'd have to go all the way through Mount Fae first. Mount Fae is definitely quite a haul. Let's see, is there anything else here that I may have missed? I don't see anything that stands out in particular. I came across this by total pure chance. That was... I did not know that was there. Now I can double check the lava room here. Yeah, I'm suspicious of these areas that have cloth and tapestries and such hung over them. It's very easy to hide. Very easy to hide things in those little nooks and crannies. Oops. Get rid of these fellows here. I don't anticipate that there will be much to see in here. But just in case. The main reason I'm doing this is just to make sure that I'm not overlooking something just because it's an area I haven't been to for a long time. Hello, Landcool. Welcome on in. How are you doing? We're just doing some chill exploration. Starting back from the beginning of the game and going room by room just to make sure I'm checking rooms off of the map. And just making sure that I've kind of looked through everything pretty thoroughly. Because just in this early area, I've already found a couple of places that I had completely missed. Did not know existed. The little passageway over here doesn't even show up on the map, I suppose. Now I think we're good here. Weavenest Atla is to my best exploration cleared out. Take a bit of a look around here. Is there anything above me? There was this spot where there were some shell shards. I suppose I should check these walls as well, because who knows what we'll find. Maybe there's just an entire little room that I've never seen before, just hanging out here, waiting for me to locate it. And some rosaries. Would be nice for the early game, I suppose. But still good to know that it's here and that we don't have to worry about looking in here again. It seems like a pretty self-contained room.
Hello there.
Hello again, Roaring Charizard. Welcome back. We found another little room that I didn't know about right here. Just a nice little self-contained area. Nothing too crazy going on in there. Yeah, gosh, we have not been back here for ages. Hunter, I'm thinking it was you that cleared my basement.
Cadestre.
On first arrival here, the nesting creatures didn't take kindly to my passing. Oh, they're cranky bugs, all right. And they made an awful mess down here with their hatching and breeding. You've my many thanks for seeing them off. May your travels bring you fortune, hunter, and may the citadel come to fear your freedom in our land. I mean, considering what I've already done to the place, I'd say they would probably be wise to be cautious around Hornet here. He is certainly no slouch when it comes to combative prowess. So this big ol' room here is a little trickier to do a full exploration of. It's gonna take multiple passes from a couple of different angles to really get a good look at everything. We'll try my best to take a good look at every spot that we come across here. But before we move over to the right, let's tackle this area over here. Here. Let's see, I don't see anything across the ceiling here. We've already been inside this building, and that's why it's closed up. Is there anything else that stands out in this room in particular? This goes back to the other room. Ooh, careful there. Alright, this room looks pretty clear. And that goes back up to the Wormways. And then I suppose we could tackle the Wormways, and then that gives us the ability to check this entire left wall from here. And wrap back down to where we stopped here in the room, in the big room. So let's head up to the Wormways. This feels like one of those areas where it would be pretty easy to miss something if I wasn't careful. Watch out for this guy. He's a rude dude. See, I'm taking the upper path first. I'm trying to keep track of where I'm going here. I'm taking the entirely upper route here. Oh, hello. Ooh, this is new. This is exactly the kind of thing I was thinking about. It's like, oh, I may totally just miss something if I'm not hitting every single wall. What is this then? Only a little, only a spark. To our dead land's life, the buds must grow. Too dark. Only a little, only a spark. Interesting. So this, I gather that this is the bug that brought the, what this game calls plasmium. They're the ones that brought the plasmium to Farlow. By the looks of it. Very interesting room. Nothing really in the vein of strictly progress or anything like that. Let me try this double attack. It's kind of slow. I don't know that I'd really find much use for it. That's just me personally, though. Okay, this goes all the way over down to the right. See anything else happening here? We already probably picked up whatever was here. I don't see anything else going on here. I'm checking the ceiling and such here. Yeah, I recognize this spot. Guess that just goes down to spikes. Interesting. Is there anything down here? Doesn't look like it. It might totally just be one of those funny little things where it's like, haha, you fell for our trap. There was never anything down here to begin with. It was just spikes the whole time. And that covers this lower area pretty well. Let me make sure there's nothing toward this beginning area of Bone Bottom first. Then we'll double back. We do have this entire room. Didn't see anything on the ceiling that seemed suspicious. I think this area is fine. Keep heading to the left then. We'll go check this Weavenest. Haven't been here in a good while. Deflected him straight back into the spikes. What silly little goobers they are. Oh yeah, I think, wasn't this where we got the sharp dart weaver technique? I seem to remember that being a thing I tested out on these enemies specifically. I don't see anything else happening in here though. Seems pretty good to me. Let's keep on heading through the Wormways. See what else we can find. Oh, interesting. I wonder why this is still here. Is there a reason that this pod still exists here? Oh, interesting. Winged life seed. Mindless sac filled with plasmium. When broken, the plasmium can be consumed for its temporary benefits to health. That's new. The other spots didn't have. I didn't have these. That is very interesting. Well, that's a pretty handy spot to know about then, I suppose. Okay. Let me finish exploring this room before I go up to the bench. Yikes. Well, I think that's the room. Now this is an NPC we haven't spoken to in quite a while. So it may well be worth checking in with them again to see if there's anything new to discuss. Nope, that looks to be the same thing they mentioned before about offering plasmium refills. Should be fine there. We've been up here. I think there was just a braid rosary string or something like that up here. I seem to remember that being the case. I didn't notice anything particularly noteworthy in this room besides that upper area. Still need to take a look around just in case. This comes back around to where we were before, so let's check this dead end room. Make sure there's nothing I'm missing in here. Well, it feels incredibly strange to be one-shotting all these enemies at this point. I remember back when we first started playing this game and that little moss ball launcher enemy would take like 4 hits to defeat, and now we can do it in 1. Pretty wild stuff. I'm getting a little too ambitious with my climbing here. That just leads back around again. Now that first hit is a little stronger than the standard attack, huh? This is an old chakra spot, I think. By all the rings leading to it. This was one of those rooms that had an item that if you try to pick it up immediately, you get ambushed by those guys. Oh, there's some silk memories here. Year 1, silver no more. Worthy. Pardon the path. Held in our hearts. So it looks like there must have been, it seems like a group of pilgrims that didn't make it. There are several burial sites here, it looks like, or at least burial markers. I feel like I didn't explore thoroughly enough in this room. Hold on. I don't know why, but I just feel like I'm missing something. I think I am. Something just felt weird. I needed to triple check it. Recharge my silk there, since it's pretty easy to do. Okay, from here, let me work up the left side so that we are level with the entrance to Shellwood. Okay. Just so I can get a good view of the entire left side of this hall room here. Nothing in there. This is another entrance to the Wormways. This drops back down toward Bone Bottom. Oh! A plate of rosaries that I didn't know existed. And an item to pick up. Huh. Wonder what this could be. A weaver effigy. Oh, so we have something to bring back to Scrounge. That's pretty neat. Well, I can definitely see how I would have missed that before. Right, now that we are here, let's head across this area. I'm just trying to check the ceiling as we go a little bit. See if there's anything that stands out. You know, I do forget that this area has traps in it. I need to be more aware of that. Let's scour this room here. This leads back out to the hall room. Okay, this looks pretty reasonable. That heads to the Marrow. I don't want to go there yet. Let's keep going up. Used to be rosaries in there. There's nothing now. Is there anything along the ceiling I missed in this room? I don't see anything in particular. That also heads back to the Marrow. I suppose maybe there was something we picked up in this room, but I don't remember what because that would have been a long time ago. We do have the druid. We can give another mossberry to them. And another. Ooh. Perhaps now we have enough, they say. What are we looking at this time? Oh, the smell again. Stronger, stronger now, but still young yet. Listen to your sisters, little one, and grow. Oh, grow. Oh, Do they hurt you also? The visions? The stink? Nasty, horrible fruits. The pain. Enough berries. We need no more. For you, though, my one and only friend. My beloved. A reward. Your amulet. Let me transfuse. Yet, your amulet's tears will flow stronger still. Through its eyes. Okay. Ooh. So it's a more powerful version of when we take damage, we get silk. Interesting. Well, I'm glad I picked up those extra moss berries then. Ooh, that actually injures me. I never tried that. Yeah, maybe we don't take an acid bath. Maybe that's the smart course of action. Ooh, hello. We didn't have the needle in when we first came here. Sister, spider, husk bound to moss. Watch over these bugs born low, raised up by fervor fostered, born and caught within our web, knowing. Interesting. Another little lore tidbit, huh? Very interesting. It goes back to the tall room. where we got our first weaver technique there. And I think that's everything over here, at least. I think we can check the... Well, I guess we could check the right side from here dropping down, and then we can do the other half of it when we go through Shellwood later. We can at least check this side now. See if there's anything of particular interest. Looks pretty standard. I didn't see anything unusual here. We've been through this area enough times. Know that there's not really much happening. Okay, let's see. I think that covers Mosshome. So Wormways, pretty much all of Bone Bottom. I still want to check this upper area here, and then the right side below the Shellwood access. And Weavenest Atla are all, as far as I know, checked off. So let's check the Marrow next. What route do I want to take through here? I'll probably go up in the first room and check these long hallways that connect, just kind of loop around. We'll just kind of do a winding back and forth. Give it a look that way. One thing I think would be good to try sometime is doing more of the supply deliveries, because they're simple enough to do, and I don't know if they might actually have some sort of an ending at some point, or if they are actually infinite and you can just keep doing the deliveries as many times as you want to. But I think I've only done each of them once. It certainly wouldn't hurt for me to try them at least a couple more times or something like that. That leads back down here. I think this used to be a combat room. Don't get too far off track from where we were exploring over here. I want to try and take this one section at a time here. Let's see, that goes up and out of this room. Yeah, okay. That would be going up into the next room, so let's go back down. Alright, that's where this connects. Let's check the dead end room next. Something about this room feels important. I feel like these things on the ground look like the soul essence coming out of the Seeker's soul item here. I don't remember what we would have gotten in this room when we first came through. And I'm hesitant to look at any information online to try and confirm whether or not I've gotten something from this room already, because if there's more to the room than I already knew about, then whoopsie doodle, I would have just spoiled myself. And that's precisely the type of thing I'm trying to avoid. I think it might just be a general decoration. Let's start at the bottom here. Go across the bottom of the room. I think this little collection plate used to have rosaries on it or something like that. Let's see, we'll rest at the bench there. I'll keep checking this room. Don't see anything else that stands out here, so what we can do is since we're really close to this end of the upper hallway anyway, might as well just go that way. Just pass through here. I've run through here several times, but that doesn't mean there's nothing to find in here. This heads back to Mosshome. I think this room is probably good. Let's check the upper room, the right next. Let's head up this way. See what we can find. Let's see, right up here. There's this here, first of all. Where there used to be an enemy up here, but I think this is one of the... I can't remember. I think it is a set spawn, but it's not one... It's not one of the unique enemies. It does spawn elsewhere in the world. But I think for that location it is a set spawn, but only one time. That goes to Shellwood. I don't want to go that way yet. Ooh. Hey. Our final Shardillard. Well, there you go. I am very thankful that that wasn't an arduous process trying to find those remaining Shardillards. They were just in pretty obvious out in the open spots, I suppose. Which is fine by me. Back up here. A lot of foliage hanging from the ceiling here. Imagine there was probably something on this ledge before when we first came through here. Now let's head down through the tall room. And we'll check out the neighboring room on the left along the way. I'm not going to worry about the passageway that goes to the right, because we'll loop back around to that. Kind of looking through both sides here. It's kind of incredible thinking about the level of general competency and preparedness that I feel in this game now compared to when we first came through this place. I felt like I was potentially a little out of my depth when we first started playing this, even coming straight off the back of Hollow Knight. Which honestly I feel like was about as prepared as I could be for the literal sequel to Hollow Knight. But overall, I feel like I've been doing a pretty good job of not only finding most of the hidden stuff that is just laced throughout this entire game. But I've also, if I say so myself, I've actually been doing pretty decently with the combat part of things too. Like I've never been stuck on a particular boss for a super long time so far. Definitely not saying that it's never going to happen, because I'm sure I'm not actually done with the game yet. Because the ending we got last week definitely did not feel like the good ending. It felt more akin to Hollow Knight's. Hollow Knight's you replace the vessel. It felt like that kind of ending, where it's like, yeah, I guess that's an ending, but it doesn't feel like the right ending. even though Team Cherry will claim that no specific ending is technically the one and only canon ending. I think they've said that all endings can be considered canon. But I don't know. Sometimes developers will say things like that just so that people don't feel snubbed if the ending that they've built their headcanon around being the correct ending is not officially endorsed by the developers. As far as the Hollow Knight endings go, it definitely feels like that vessel replacement ending isn't quite it. The ending that I got for the first time when I did my replay of it leading into Silksong here was the Dream No More ending, and that feels a little bit more substantially positive. Like it's actually addressing the underlying cause of the problem that plagues the Kingdom of Hallownest, rather than just sweeping it under the rug again. I think I hear new up there. That sounds like new. Let's go check it out. Yep, that is indeed. Greetings, New. You have traveled far from your lodgings. I was not expecting to meet you in these lowlands. Oh, hello again, Miss Grown-Up. Yes, New is not the fastest, but she goes great distances to follow the scent of learnings. And look what New has found. A great big beast cracked open and broken apart. There is much to learn from him, so New will savor it all slowly. Alright, I'll leave you to it then. This is where we had our first encounter with... I don't remember what specifically it was called. I don't know if that would be... here toward the earlier parts. The Skull Tyrant. We fought two of these. The first fight with them was right here. The other one was a surprise ambush at Bone Bottom when we were passing through one time. No warning or anything, it just kind of happened. Completely unexpected. We got some crafts metal down here by the looks of it. Oh. Watch for falling rocks. Didn't realize there were going to be two of them there. Tripped me up a little bit. Looks like another craft metal spot right there. Alright, and then we head back to the left in here. This definitely feels like a room I could have totally missed something in. Just because I probably didn't take my time with it. I usually just ride this thing across without stopping. You just kind of zoom past all the enemies. It doesn't look like there's much of anything there. It's still worth checking just because it looks like the kind of place I could have missed something. Doesn't look like it though. Don't see anything on the ceiling at least. I don't suppose that lava looks particularly enticing either. So I think here we'll go through the room and then we'll loop back around and head up to where that bench pin is above me. And we'll just check the remaining connecting rooms as we head back to the left. And then that'll be the Marrow. About as fully explored as I could possibly explore it. Yeah, we'll be going back up here once we're done in this room. I want to check the upper path first. See if there's anything going on up here. I don't see anything in particular, so we can check the bottom area, like this lower path. Gosh, it does feel really nice to be able to just sweep these guys out of the way super quick after all the grief they've given me from the beginning of the game. It was nice to be able to just kind of get through them there. I was trying to see if there's anything down here. Doesn't look like it. I don't know, the curve of that wall looked a little bit suspicious to me. Let's head on up. One thing I am curious about is whether or not this minigame is any different. Because when we came in here before, we played the minigame and it's a knife throwing minigame. I don't know if it will be the same thing here. It looks like it would be. Yeah, it's just earning rosaries, right? No need to engage with that. Methinks. I've got plenty of rosaries. As you could no doubt tell, I've got a good supply to work with. I don't think I need any more. I certainly don't need to be going out of my way to acquire more from things like that. Now this room, is baffling to me because it doesn't map out even when I'm in here, and it's considered to be part of Bellheart, which now that I'm looking at it, the fact that a black pin and the flea marker are up there, that area is also considered part of Bellheart. Yeah, Bellheart's definitely hiding something. And I don't know how to figure out what it's hiding. But it's definitely got more to it than just the town and the one Belvane north of it. There's definitely got to be something else. It seems like both above and below it. Because this is a bell area. We can only see the edge of it approaching from the underworks. And then whatever is here below it, we can only see this little room out of whatever is in the rest of that area. Let's pop up here to the dead end room first. That's pretty wild. I don't even have to pogo at all to get over here. Now that I have the double jump and all of that. Don't see anything else over here. Looks like it was just a chest. Probably had rosaries in it or something. I think we're good here. Keep taking a look around here. Let's see. This connects back to where I want to finish off our exploration of the Marrow. Let's head down here first. This connects back to that hall room. Now there was some craft metal here for sure. I think that's this room done. So it's just this long room now. Start with the low route. Kind of take this in segments here. Oh, I see. Okay, so this used to be a shell shard deposit. No longer. Don't see anything else in here. So I think, other than our familiar little mystery room here, other than that, I think we are, as far as what I know, we are done in the Marrow. I mean, even just with what we have explored, there was a lot in Mosshome and Weavenest Atla that I did not know about. I mean, we found an entire tool down here in Weavenest. Granted, I don't think we would have been able to reach it without double jump, so that still would only have been accessible to me sort of recently. But still interesting that it's so close to the early game. let's see. Since we're at the end of exploring an area here, I'm checking in with what my body is telling me right now. And I think this supplemental stream is I'm going to keep this one as a shorter one today. It was nice getting to hear a little bit of the music on its own more though. We can probably continue more of the exploration next time if we want to. But we've checked off a few areas here. I feel pretty confident in saying that Mosshome, Wormways, the Marrow, and Weavenest Atla are all good to go. You know, it's a pretty relatively small chunk out of the entire larger map. Especially some of the larger segments like the Citadel. But we gotta start somewhere, and I think it's a pretty good start. Especially considering we did find some new things just in this little section. Kinda makes me wonder what we might be missing in some other spots. We will have to see what feels like the right move on the next stream. Because I may request guidance in the direction of finding some more new stuff rather than meticulously scouring every single room possible. I would consider potentially doing that on my own time, but I don't want to accidentally come across something incredibly major. I'm just trying to think of like how to describe it. I don't want to come across something that seems pretty important off stream just because I happened to stumble across it while exploring on my own time. But I think this little piece of things is just it's a little bit more, I don't know, bite size isn't quite the right term because it's still almost 2 hours, but definitely a nice slow down change of pace from how hectic and frenetic this game can be at times when I'm just running around back and forth. And we did find a couple of things. And I consider that a win. But I'm going to respect my body's limits here. And I'm going to call it here for today. Thank you all for being here and hanging out. We will see what we get up to on the next stream, whether that's more exploration or a bit more of direct guidance to something that I guess we could consider forward progress. We will have to wait and see next time. But thank you all for being here and hanging out. And just know that somebody cares about you because I care about you. And until the next stream, take care, everyone.